Hello, hello, Facebook friends. Let me know that you can see me and hear me by dropping a hashtag mini live in the comments. And if you're watching replay, let me know your thoughts on today's topic, any feedback that you have, what resonated with you, what are you taking away from today's mini live. So I have this message on my heart, and I'm like, I need to go live and I need to talk about it because when you have this burning thing on your heart, this burning message that you need to share, you need to share it. So if you have something on your heart or you're like, I want to talk about this, but should I, shouldn't I? Go out there because somebody needs to hear it. Okay? So that's my little my little I don't know, beginning intro to this message. But it's about burning the backup plan. What does that mean? Why do I say to do it? And how has that changed my life and my business? So, first, we need to establish what is a backup plan. Because if we're not clear or if we define backup plan differently, then of course our answers may be different. So, when I define a backup plan, I define it as the plan B, which is an alternative option. And the reason why I don't believe in having an alternative option is because of the way this shifts your mind and your ability to actually be 100% in on plan A. And how, if you have a plan B, you can't be 100% in mentally on that plan A. So if we think about a door, okay, and you're on this side of the door right now, and this is your vision, the vision that has been placed on your life, the people that you're going to impact, the way you're meant to serve, not just for your lifetime, but lifetimes to come, right? The generations behind you. You have this vision with this legacy on your heart. And that's on the other side of the door, okay? And let's say you're 99% on that plan A, right? Going for it. But there's that 1% of your mind that has that plan B, that alternative option. You cannot be 100% in the plan A if you're 1% in the plan B. So if there's that doorway, let's say 99% of you is in that door, but that 1% isn't there, you're not experiencing that. You need to be in the room to experience it, right? You need to be in the space. You need to be all in on that vision. And you know, if you have a vision for your life, if you know that you have this purpose, it's not something that just comes and goes. That vision was placed on your heart for a reason. And that's not something that you can easily shift, right? This is the vision for your life. Everything that has happened behind you, the pains, the struggles, the good and the bad, has gotten you to where you are as all a part of the big picture, right? This vision, this legacy that you're going to leave. This is something that isn't that easy to pull. And when that means so much to you, you need to have faith. I don't believe that you can walk in 100% faith with a plan B. Because what does faith mean, right? Walking in, trusting yourself, and trusting that you will be able to handle what is to come. So this message is for you to say, trust in yourself. Because when you choose to trust in yourself and say, do you know what? As things come up, I'm going to allow things to work out, right? I'm going to figure out as it comes. But to me, the way I think about a plan B is thinking, if this doesn't work, oh, I'm going to do this, right? What if that plan B or that backup plan doesn't work? Then is it plan C, plan D, E, F, G? Your plan A might not go the way you thought it was going to go. And that's okay. Because in order to grow, you're going to have to shift. You're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to make changes. But that doesn't mean you need to scrap the plan A. If I think about this with a plant, right? You have two seeds, plant A seed, plant B seed. Let's say you plant this plant A seed, okay? You're watering it, giving it sun, and it's starting to grow its roots, right? But nothing has come up out of the soil. Nothing has come up. And then you just say, do you want this seed? It's not working. It's not working. I'm just going to dig up this seed and throw it out. I'm going to plant a new seed. Plant this new seed. What if instead of digging that up and throwing it out, what if it just needed a little bit more sun? What if it just needed a little bit more water? And then it breaks through and it's blossoming. Right? There was some adjusting that needed to happen, right? We needed to give it a little more sun, a little bit more water, but we didn't need to chuck that seed. That seed's still good. Just because the way maybe your plan A isn't going the way you thought doesn't mean you need to chuck it out. You're never starting from zero if you choose to work with what you have and where you have gotten. Are you trusting yourself? Do you trust that if you take this leap, that you will be able to figure it out and handle things as they come? I'm saying this message as from a person who lived in a lot of fear for a long time. And I allowed the fear to paralyze me. And I had all the what if scenarios in my head. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this? What if this? What if this? And it left me like this. I was so paralyzed by fear. I couldn't even see what was around me. I couldn't enjoy life. If you saw my post from a few weeks ago, you know that I said a huge part of my passion is why I'm here serving, helping people grow their business and live a life of freedom. How they define freedom is because I know what it's like to wake up and wish you didn't. I don't want anybody to live that way. I don't want people to live in fear. I want you to trust that you can make this work because you can. But it's up to you. Are you going to trust in yourself? That you will be able to handle the good and the bad that comes with your growth. The discomfort, the challenges, are you willing to face it? Are you willing to walk with the fear rather than shy away from it? How would your life look different? How would your life look different if you stopped doubting yourself? If you didn't allow circumstances to determine the way you show up, right? If you go live and nobody shows up and then you say these lives aren't working and you don't show up on those lives, what about the people that didn't engage and didn't comment but were watching that live? What if the person needs to hear that message you have to say, but you're not saying it because you're waiting for other people's reactions? There's been countless times I've received messages from people that I physically did not see. I didn't know we were Facebook friends. I didn't know you were part of my Facebook group. I didn't know you watched my live. I didn't know you were part of my challenge. But you were there, and then they reach out and say, I need to hear this. So when are you going to show up for yourself, for your business, for your life, for your purpose, for your legacy? And stop depending on the reaction of others to determine the way you move. I don't know who this message was for. I don't know if it was for one of you, if it was for many of you, but I know that this message was on my heart for a reason. Whatever pain you've gone through, whatever struggles you've gone through, maybe you've tried all the things and you feel like nothing's working. You are on the right track. Do not throw out the seed that you have planted and that you have been working on, because breakthrough is coming for you. Breakthrough is coming for you. Even when you feel like nothing's happening, it's building. There's these building blocks. You're about to break through the soil. Do not back up in fear, but follow through. Part of the definition of a backup plan is failure. The word failure is in the definition of a backup plan. And I don't believe failure is possible if you keep on going. The only way you can fail is by stopping, is by giving up. So allow your plan A to be adjusted, to be shifted, to be challenged. And walk with the fear. Don't shy away from it. I'm speaking this message because this is not just how I run my business or I make investment decisions, but this is how I live my life. I started solo traveling 4 years ago, and I had no idea what I was doing, right? I flew on a plane to Australia and was like, I'm just going to figure this thing out. Even in 9 days from now, I am going to a country. I don't know how long I'll be there. They don't speak English as their first language. I don't speak their native language. My passport's still in processing. But instead of thinking, oh, if my passport doesn't come in time, then I'm going to have to, change the flight. And instead of coming up with these scenarios of things that haven't happened, I'm not creating problems out of things that haven't happened. And that's what we tend to do, right? We think, oh, if this happens, then we'll do this. But what if you don't even need to come up with that scenario, right? For example, let's hope my passport does come in the next week. But if it doesn't, I'm going to figure it out. But I'm not going to stress and worry and change my plans or take up my mental space thinking about what if this doesn't work? Because that's draining the energy, right? When I could be going full out and I could be walking in my purpose. That's it for me today. I get so fired up about these kind of messages, but it's because I care so much and I believe in you so much. Literally every person I speak to, I believe in you so much. And if you even believed an ounce of what I believe in you, you would change everything, right? So when you decide to believe in yourself, right? Because it doesn't matter how much I believe in you. You need to believe in you. And that's what this is about. Trusting yourself, believing in you, knowing that you are on the path, the right path. You just need to keep on persevering because you're never starting from scratch. You're never starting from scratch. And everything you have done has been with purpose. It's not all for nothing. You're just about to break through the soil. That is it from me today. Have an amazing Monday. If you're in North America, have an amazing holiday Monday. I hope you're enjoying your day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.